What is going on? If you came here to learn about VE Chain, one of the most progressive and highly useful real-world blockchains, then stick around. We're going to bring you a review on the VE Chain partnerships that they've made over the last year. We're going to focus on the likes of PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, the BMW partnership in the accelerator program, the Louis Vuitton partnership, and of course the China Unicom partnership with many, many others. I'm Maximilian, welcome to BitAssist. If this is your first time here and you're looking for cryptocurrency news and cryptocurrency reviews, then do stick around and subscribe to our channel right now. Cool, with that out the way, we're going to jump straight into VE Chain in a nutshell, very brief overview, and then we're going to jump straight into the partnerships that VE Chain have made over the last year and how that might be influential to VE Chain and cryptocurrency in general. Coming right up. Great, so we're going to start with what is VE Chain. VE Chain aims to connect blockchain technology to the real world by providing comprehensive governance structure, a robust economic model, as well as advanced IoT integration and pioneers in real-world applications. This is what I focus on is this last sentence, and what a lot of you should be looking for when you invest in a cryptocurrency is that, can this be used in the real world? I can tell you right now, VE Chain and VE Thor is already being used in the real world and has made incredible partnerships and is being used today by some of the leading companies in the world. So let's next jump on to what is VE Chain in terms of its use cases and how it can be useful to the world today. Let's take a look then at some of the use cases of VE Chain. Let's start with cold chain logistics. VE Chain's cold chain logistics solution uses proprietary IoT to track key metrics throughout the entire journey. VE Chain embeds data management and sharing in every process, making cold chain logistics transparent, regulated, secure, and reliable. VE Chain is also working in the automobile industry. VE Chain creates like a digital passport, which includes your vehicle repair history, your insurance, registration, and even your driving behavior. A lot of us might be familiar with how driving behavior is actually already tracked with some of our insurance brokers. VE Chain also puts data into the hands of the owners, making data management comprehensive, accessible, and of course transparent. A big industry that VE Chain is looking at is medical and healthcare, and I know the Chinese government is very interested in this. Is the VE Chain's blockchain solution can track end-to-end production processes and use of medical devices. With the patient's authorization, VE Chain can enable patients to securely share their biometric data with their doctors to enable real-time monitoring. VE Chain makes the production and use of medical devices safer, better regulated, and of course more efficient. That for me is a huge industry that I know VE Chain are interested in. They maybe haven't released as many partners in this industry, but I also do believe it's an industry that can be very useful with blockchain technology. Imagine being able to secure your biometric data, and doctors anywhere in the world will be able to see your biometric data and be useful to you without having to speak to another doctor in another country. And then lastly, the industry that VE Chain is already being used in quite frequently is the luxury and fashion industry. VE Chain embeds smart chips within luxury goods so brands can monitor their sales channels in real time to prevent illegal overstock trading or of course maybe counterfeits. Meanwhile, the consumers can verify the authenticity of the luxury products. VE Chain puts control back into the hands of the brands that are making luxury goods, and of course us as the consumers, making sure that the goods that we buy, let's say a Louis Vuitton bag, which is thousands of dollars, is not a knockoff. So these are the use cases of VE Chain. Next, we're going to jump into the partnerships and take a look at how these partnerships could mature in the coming years with VE Chain. Great, so let's jump now into the strategic partners that VE Chain have. Big thank you to the VeChainInsider.com. They've got a great website, great content, and a whole page dedicated to VE Chain's partners. Start with DNVGL, valued at $2.4 billion. DNVGL is a globally operating company that provides audit and certification services to make sure that you meet certain requirements. They focus on the renewable energy sector, oil and gas, food and beverages, and the healthcare industry. So all in VE Chain's wheelhouse. They're actually the largest certifier of vessels and offshore structures. So they're a huge company and do a hell of a lot of logistics, and VE Chain are now one of their partners. So next to this, DNVGL and VE Chain have deployed My Story, a digital assurance solution for the food and beverage industry based on audits and data collection. I can also tell you that DNVGL have actually bought a minor stake in VE Chain. Before we show you that though, this is the CEO of the DNV group. Said, everything we do will be supported by blockchain. So of course they see a future of supply chain management being on the blockchain. So that's very, very good for VE Chain. And then we'll see here as well that the risk management and quality assurance company DNVGL has released that it has bought a stake in the VE Chain Foundation. So that's big news. We'll go down here and see what the CEO has said about this. He says, VE Chain has helped us realize our digital assurance ambitions through the launch of a new revolutionary assurance product in the market. The acquisition of a stake in VE Chain is a natural progression of our relationship, and the investment will allow us to transform our existing business model and bring digital assurance to a wider audience, including consumers. We just sit back and realize that this is the world's largest certifier of vessels and offshore structures, and is now using a blockchain technology to track and certify things. So this is a huge step in the right direction for the implementation of blockchain, and it's being used today already. Moving on to the next big partnership that VE Chain have is with PricewaterhouseCoopers. Now, PwC is a household name. I'm sure a lot of you know of them. They're valued at $37.7 billion. They're one of the 4 biggest auditing firms in the world. They've got clients like IBM, Ford, Dell, Cisco. They work for plenty of Fortune 500 companies. PwC will offer VE Chain's blockchain-powered solutions to its big client base, providing its clients with improved product verification and traceability. Now, of course, when you're auditing, it's incredibly important to be able to trace things and make sure accountability is correct. I couldn't think of a better thing to use blockchain for. So this is really great to see that they have partnered with VE Chain. I also do believe that PwC has actually bought a stake in VE Chain as well. If we pop over here and take a look at that. So if we take a look at, in an official statement, PwC Hong Kong and PwC Singapore have revealed that as part of a larger partnership, they have bought an ownership interest in the VE Chain holding. Very bullish that you got a massive company like that investing in a cryptocurrency blockchain related company. So the chairman of PwC Asia Pacific said, we are glad to establish a deeper relationship with VE Chain, which aims to build a trusted and distributed business ecosystem to help address long-standing challenges in supply chain management, food trust, and anti-counterfeiting areas. So yeah, that's big news. VE Chain or PwC's got a stake in VE Chain. So next one is China Unicom. A lot of you might not be familiar with China Unicom, but it's an incredibly big company, state-owned company in China, a telecom company in China. It says China Unicom is the world's 4th largest mobile service provider by subscriber base. The company has over 125 million GSM subscribers and 43 million CDMA subscribers as of 2008. VE Chain has signed a partnership which has been poetically put the Unicom Cloud Ecological Strategic Cooperation Agreement. Now they'll be using VE Chain for BaaS, so blockchain as a service, and VE Chain will help China Unicom improve the efficiency of its supply chain management. Moving on to another household name, that is the BMW Group. There was a lot of FUD going around when this first got announced. Unfortunately, the wording wasn't correct. They're not exactly partners with BMW. They've been taken into a BMW accelerator to potentially one day be a partner of BMW. So it says VE Chain is participating in the BMW Startup Garage program. Selected startups such as VE Chain are undergoing a special program the core of which is testing a functional prototype with an application relevant to the BMW group. The goal is the implementation of proof of concept on the use of blockchain technology as a solution for storage of vehicle data, its secure and control provision to third parties. That would be very big if they were to get through that and were to officially partner with BMW. I do see that blockchain and the VE chain solution to be very useful to the automobile industry, and of course BMW is one of the biggest players. Another one that is a big partnership is the LVMH group, valued at $48.6 billion US. The LVMH group consists of Moet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton, and is known as the French multinational luxury goods conglomerate. Got brands like Dom Perignon, Dior, Givenchy, Louis Vuitton, Marc Jacobs, and Tag Heuer. Actually, Sonny Lu, who's the CEO of VE Chain, was the previous CIO at Louis Vuitton. So I'm sure that was his first initial thoughts, was how they could implement blockchain, put RFID chips or things like that into high quality goods so you could track its whole value chain. And of course, make sure that there weren't any counterfeits. So VE Chain is currently working with multiple LVMH brands, integrate blockchain and IoT technology into their projects. Givenchy bags actually already are equipped with VE Chain chips, so users can verify if the bags are genuine or fake. Moving on to our next big partnership is with Group Renault. So Group Renault is valued at $67 billion. Group Renault is a French multinational automobile manufacturer. I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with Renault. VE Chain will be creating a digital car maintenance book that, thanks to the blockchain technology, is tamper-proof. This way, when an owner wants to sell a vehicle, he or she can share data about the vehicle that is tamper-proof, like for example the mileage, creating trust between the buyer and the seller. This again is a great usefulness for the blockchain and VE Chain. It's important. Secondhand cars get fake data all the time. You know, if it's been written off before, or it's been in a car crash, or it's been stolen, or of course the mileage is wrong, or it hasn't done its MOT, or it hasn't been taxed. All of these things would be very useful by using the VE Chain blockchain. Moving on to another big one out of China, is the People's Insurance Company of China. Now, this is another state-owned company valued at $126 billion. So this is the People's Insurance Company of China, which is, like I've said, state-owned, located in China, and one of the biggest insurers in China. They will be using VE Chain's blockchain to bring a digital transformation to their processes. It will use blockchain technology to reduce turnaround time, prevent fraud, using efficient data collection and storage. So yeah, the insurance industry could really do with an upgrade in terms of how it processes its data. Of course, insurance companies have to deal with lots of hospitals and companies that are looking to help with insurance. And there's a lot of touch points. I think blockchain technology and using VE Chain could help to cut out a lot of the time wastage, and of course to collect all the valuable data along the way. Moving to the end now, one of the more recent partnerships is BYD, another Chinese company valued at $8.5 billion. BYD is the world's largest manufacturer of electric automobile batteries, and the global leader in battery electric buses. It's one of the biggest car manufacturers in China. So China's actually planning on to reduce CO2 emissions and to incentivize you not to use your car. So it says here, to reduce CO2 emissions, the Chinese government has developed a carbon banking solution. Those that reduce their carbon footprint will earn carbon credits, which they can spend on products. Together with the DNVGL, who we spoke about earlier, VE Chain has developed a system which will be implemented in over 500,000 vehicles before the end of 2018. So that's already underway and really in full swing. The system will also allow users of the eco-friendly BYD vehicles to earn carbon credits. And then lastly, a partnership with the Republic of Cyprus, which is a national level partnership. So through a Partnership with Invest Cyprus, the government's dedicated partner for working with foreign investments. The VE Chain Foundation of CREAM will establish a joint entity in Cyprus, assisting in the development and implementation of blockchain solutions. So, to facilitate a new digital age through blockchain technologies, the two parties will make suggestions to Invest Cyprus, including policy reform that enables blockchain as an underlying infrastructure for operations and financial services. So, they've pretty much just gone and partnered with a country. I know Cyprus are very progressive when it comes to certain industries. They were very progressive when it came to the gambling industry. Now I think they want to see a piece of the pie when it comes to blockchain, and now VE Chain will be there to help them get everything in order and to help with infrastructure operations and of course financial services. So yes, that's the whole list of VE Chain partners. Well, just the ones that I think are possibly the most important. There are tons of other partnerships that you can go look at. This is a great list provided by VE Chain Insider. I'll leave the link in the description below. But besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's giving you an idea of how far VE Chain have come and what sort of partners they have. And if you've enjoyed this, give us a like. And if you're new here, subscribe. We'll be back next week, Thursday and Friday, bringing you a review and, of course, the news in cryptocurrency every week. Cheers.